Are you thinking about starting a bulk, but you have no idea how to do it the right way? In this video, I'm gonna tell you everything about bulking that you will need to know. Starting from what bulking even is, to how to start bulking effectively, without getting too fat in the process. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna tell you some tips that will make your bulk much easier to do. So, let's get started. First of all, what even is bulking? Bulking means that you increase your calorie intake above maintenance, with a goal of gaining more muscle and strength in the process. There are two types of bulking that you can choose from. First one is the clean bulk, which is done by increasing your calorie intake by roughly 200 to 300 calories above maintenance. This process will slowly increase your weight, which is really nice, because it's going to limit the excess fat gain you might otherwise get from dirty bulking. And you are also going to feel much better physically and mentally than if you dirty bulked, because you are still going to be consuming a lot of high quality foods. And you are also less likely to feel sluggish and have all the other side effects of dirty bulking, like oily skin and decreased cardiovascular performance. The second type of bulking that you can choose from is the dirty bulk. As the name suggests, this is a more radical approach to bulking. Most people don't even count their calories when dirty bulking. They are just trying to stuff their face 24/7 with various types of high calorie foods. I would recommend this approach only if you are cosplaying as a skeleton right now. With this approach you will gain a lot of weight relatively quickly, but it's going to be mostly fat, so don't overdo it, because someday you will have to get rid of that fat, and as we all know, dieting is not that fun, is it? But there are other cons of dirty bulking. You are probably going to feel like crap most of the time, maybe even puking at times. Just sitting there next to your meal will feel like an eternity before you are able to finally finish it. But I got some tips later in the video that will for sure help you with that. And you should also keep in mind that you will most likely get a lot of stretch marks on your armpits, biceps, legs, shoulders, stomach or wherever else, because your skin won't be able to keep up with your rapid weight gain. So I would recommend getting the oil for stretch marks and apply it to those problematic areas even before they are visible, so you can prevent their development at least a little bit. Now that you know how to bulk, the next question is, how long should you bulk? There is no predetermined number that you should follow, as this mostly depends on your individual goals and preferences, and also on how your body will respond to the sudden weight gain. But there are some signals that will tell you that you should most likely stop bulking. The main signal being that if you plateau for a long time, you should most likely consider stopping the bulk, as the bulking phase is here mainly to get stronger and to gain muscle mass. And if you are not getting stronger or bigger anymore, there is no reason to continue the bulk. At that point, you are just adding unnecessary fat onto your frame. And the other signal being that you are already too fat. Look at yourself in the mirror and honestly ask yourself, am I too fat? Or you can just ask someone close to you to tell you if you are too fat, because you might be biased and not realize how fat you have really gotten. So by asking your parents or your girlfriend for feedback, you can eliminate the bias and really see the reality. Now let's discuss some common mistakes people make while bulking. The first mistake is that you start a bulk when you are already fat. You have been bulking your whole life, dude. You don't need any more extra fat on your body, do you? I would say that the biggest mistake is not getting enough protein in your diet. Even though you are eating a lot of food, you are somehow still not hitting your recommended protein intake, which is really going to hinder your progress moving forward. So get that in check. Next mistake is not training hard enough or just skipping the gym altogether when bulking. When you are bulking, your main goal is to get stronger and bigger, and you are not going to do that by sitting at your computer. This goes hand in hand with recovery. You are really pushing your body hard when you are bulking, so you should really focus on your sleep to make sure you are still able to get bigger and stronger. And lastly, don't be impatient. If you are clean bulking and your weight is still not moving up, it's fine. It's not gonna happen overnight. But if you are stuck for a couple of weeks and the weight is just simply not moving, it's a sign that you are probably not eating enough. And also don't forget to drink enough water, as it can help you to stretch out your stomach. People are always arguing if you should do cardio while bulking, but I feel like that this is common sense. You should 100% continue doing your 150 minutes of moderate intensity cardio per week, because if you stop doing cardio and start to gain weight rapidly, you will just start gassing out mid-set, which will cost you some gains you could have made otherwise. Plus, going for a walk after you had a big meal will help you with digestion, so I highly recommend doing that. As I promised at the start of the video, I'm going to share some tips and tricks with you that will make your bulking way easier. Tip number 1. If you have problems with eating enough food, you should focus on foods that are more calorie dense, instead of the opposite. Low calorie, high volume foods are perfect for cutting, but definitely not for bulking. So, for example, nuts, avocado, dried fruit, cereal, etc. Tip number 2. When you are cooking a meal, add some extra olive oil into it. Olive oil is loaded with calories, and your meal is going to taste even better with it. And it doesn't add any more volume to the food you are already eating. So it's perfect. Tip number 3. Take advantage of healthy fats. Focusing on foods that have a lot of healthy fats will make your bulking a lot easier, because 1 gram of fat has 9 calories. Meanwhile, carbs and protein have only 4 calories per 1 gram. That obviously doesn't mean that you should not eat carbs and protein. It's just to point out that it's easier to consume more calories when the food is higher in fat. Tip number 4. Eat fast food if you are really struggling with gaining weight, but definitely don't consume it every day. Use it more like a reward for yourself when you feel like you deserved it by working hard. Your diet should still be consisted of high quality food and not processed garbage. But sometimes healthy food is not gonna get you there, so you have to be your own judge of whether you should or shouldn't consume it. Tip number 5. Make really simple adjustments when it comes to your food. Were you consuming egg whites before the bulk? Just start eating eggs now. Were you eating 0% fat cottage cheese or yogurt? Simply switch to the higher fat variation. This is how you can easily add more calories to your pre-existing diet without even changing it. Tip number 6. Consume liquid calories. I feel like that this is the best tip of them all. You can start with making different kinds of smoothies. Just put in some oats, peanut butter, protein powder and some bananas and you got yourself a high calorie smoothie that is very convenient and easy to get down in a short amount of time. You can also start drinking juice. Find the one that has a lot of calories and that you actually enjoy drinking, and you will easily increase your calories in no time. And lastly, my personal favorite, milk. Milk is in my opinion the best tool for bulking. But when I say milk, I mean real milk, not some nut milk or fat-free milk. It's packed with ton of vitamins and protein, and it's also very convenient. So if you drink 1 liter of milk every day, you are looking at over 600 calories and 32 grams of protein just like that. Oh, and don't worry if you are lactose intolerant. I got you. You can buy a supplement called lactase enzyme, which will help you to digest milk or any dairy product you consume. Depending on how lactose intolerant you are, it can be a game changer. Or you can just buy milk without lactose. So that's all I got for you. Now you know everything about bulking. Good luck! And if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. Thanks!